So let's continue with using the principles to better understand Jiu-jitsu, and really all of grappling. So in our last video series, we talked about not only going with our opponent, but then stopping a part of their body. Now this applies to both offense and defense. So how can we make this better? Well, we'll look even closer, specifically right now at offense. What we're going to do on offense is, yes, we're going to go with our opponent, and yes, we're going to stop a part of their body, but which part? So the part we're going to stop is the part closest to the direction they're going. So let's take a look at that. In our first video, we talked about the importance of going with our opponent and how that can allow us an easier time in off-basing or off-balancing our opponent. In our second video, we expanded on that and added to it by talking about stopping a part of our opponent's body in both offense and defense. In this video, we're going to take that concept and look even more specifically about what part of our opponent's body to stop, particularly in offense. And I'm going to show you, no matter what kind of offense you're using, the rules, the principles are exactly the same. So we're going to start where the fight starts, standing, and we're going to look at the double leg takedown. So the first thing we need to pay attention to is which direction the opponent is going. Alright, you see it? What we should expect to see is the opponent going sort of around and down. Now my question to you is which part of the body does our offensive wrestler stop? Wait, did you see it? It's going to be right there. Now, if he didn't stop that part of his opponent's body, he wouldn't have been able to take down his opponent. But since he did, he was able to complete his double leg. So my question to you is, what's the relationship between the direction he was going and the part of his opponent's body that he stopped? What you're going to see is that he stopped the part of his opponent's body that's closest to the direction he wanted to take him. He wants to take him around and down, and so he needed to stop something on this side of his opponent's body, and what he could reach in this instance is the knee. And he blocks the knee, collapses the knee, and he's able to complete the takedown. Alright, so we've talked about making your wrestling better by understanding the principles behind offense. But most of us, while we like wrestling, what we really like is the ground. And so we're going to look, and maybe this looks familiar because I'm going to use the exact same video that I did in the last one for the sweep. And this is a butterfly sweep from Hops and Mora. And so let's take a look. Arm drag position, butterfly. He's going to show a simple sweep, or not a simple sweep, but a very simple sweep. But now, I want you to pay attention to this second variation he teaches. Where does it go? Which direction does he go in? Okay, well, he's going to go sort of over himself and down. And which part of his opponent does he stop? Well, He doesn't just stop one part, right? He stops two parts. And why is that important? Because those parts are closest to the direction he's already going. And that's what makes a sweep work, and that's what makes Hapsimura great. So we've talked about takedowns, we've talked about sweeps. What are we missing? Submissions. And that brings us to the great Ronda Rousey. So Ronda Rousey in this video is explaining what makes her armbar work. So we're going to fast forward here just a little. Oop, that's rewind. We're going to fast forward just a little bit. We're not going to worry about the particulars of what makes this part of the technique work. We're going to talk about what makes the actual submission work. Now, so she has her arm cinched up, right? Now the idea is that she needs to take that arm a direction, right? And which way is she going to take it? Well, she's going to take that arm that way, right? But then she needs to stop a part of the body. Now what part of the body? The part of the body closest to the direction she's going. What would that be? That would be her training partner's head and shoulders, right? And that's exactly what she does. And we see it here in an actual fight. What is Ronda stopping? Head and shoulders. Which direction is she going? Which direction? All right, she's stopping the head and shoulders. Which direction is she going? She's going to be going back that way. And that is going to get her the armbar. So let's review. In order to make offense work, it helps if you go with your opponent. But what makes it even better is if you stop a part of your opponent's body. Well, which part? The part closest to the direction they're already going. Now this applies to takedowns. This applies to sweeps. This applies to submissions. This applies to the whole of offense. And if you understand the principles, no technique will be a mystery to you. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you found this video, and maybe my other videos useful, please like and subscribe to my channel. And for more videos, go to movementmartialarts.com.